So good morning, Don.
Hey, how you doing, Pascal?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Little overwhelmed here. Been spending the last couple days with the new radio.
Oh wow!
And my brains are pretty fried. We say my brains are toasted.
Okay, so is that complex to learn, or?
Not complex, just a lot of things to incorporate. And first of all, let me just say that I am not a Kenwood spokesman official.
Mm-hmm.
I am just an end user and enthusiast, just like you are. And so, but I have had a good relationship with Kenwood in the last 10 years with one of my APRS products. And so they said, here's a radio, kind of play with it. And because I was not accustomed to D-STAR, or I'll just say I'm new to D-STAR, mm-hmm. They wanted me just to kind of play around with the D-STAR steps as somebody that didn't know about D-STAR, okay, so that I can kind of give them feedback. Again, anything that I say is not official. It's just an observation.
Okay, so you're just a lucky guy.
Lucky guy.
Pretty lucky guy, and I'm sure that the viewers would agree on that.
Yeah, I had to put the radio in my gun safe to make sure it was
and you remove your address on QRZ just to make sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was a Pokemon outside my doorstep that was holding a handy-talkie, and I had all these. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so first of all, I've really been really thrilled with the radio. The APRS functions are almost exact as the D72. So if you own a D72, you know half the radio. And if you've had a Kenwood handy-talkie in the past, the menu structure, how you programming is very similar. It's been very similar with the 590 and the TS2000. It has the same kind of user interface, so the same kind of steps. So I don't think for somebody who is a Kenwood user, going to D-STAR is not going to be that difficult. Probably the hardest thing about D-STAR is just knowing what you're doing and how you're doing it, what the destinations are. But it's been very easy, very intuitive. Just a little bit of feedback from Mark at HRO. He helped me kind of understand it. But I have been very impressed with the D-STAR application of the radio for just a newbie.
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much to agree to talk with me for our viewers, and this seems like a very nice radio. So I have a few questions myself, but I got like the last video I put online, as we discussed, that you were going to answer some questions for the viewers. So I have a few questionnaires, but before we start, how does the radio feel? Does it feel very high quality? Can you compare with, you compare it with the TH-D74, but for digital amateur enthusiasts, maybe they never owned that type of radio because it's not digital, but what is the feels of that radio?
So, yeah, sure. First of all, the feel of the radio is awesome. And one thing that you're going to notice is the display. It's a TFT display. Unlike a dot matrix or grayscale, this is full color. And we use a term sometimes called visual acuity, and that has to do with the definition between blackness and whiteness and the size of something. So even the smallest little icon or scrolling or whatever, I can see it perfectly with no problems. I'm 62 years old. I've got really strong glasses. So for me, this was just, once I saw the display, it was very impressive. The menus were easy to get to. Just for instance, now this is kind of hard to do without but I pushed up this toggle right here, and this is how you can get to the D-STAR repeaters and destinations. Very very intuitive, very easy to get to. Very similar to a 51. A lot of people don't know, but D-STAR was developed by Kenwood and ICOM in Japan long time ago. So they're kind of helping each other out at this stage right now. I did play with a 51 a couple of weeks ago. Has a similar kind of accessing to the repeater destinations. Okay. But as far as the feel of the radio, The radio feels good. It feels solid. It has it's a solid alloy, aluminum alloy chassis, just like their other radios. A lot of the things that they use come from their commercial radios. And again, the display is probably what's really impressive. And I've taken that display out in the direct sunlight, and it has different characteristics. It's not that it lights up, but the contrast changes so that you can see things even in the bright sun.
Okay, so that was the representative told me when I was at Dayton Amfest, but didn't let me record audio. So, but they said that the screen was very good under sunlight. So.
Sure,
yeah.
And you have to understand, a lot of the stuff was proprietary and confidential until it was released at the Tokyo Ham Fair. I guess that was last week.
Okay.
Whatever, like the 24th of August. So it's not that we don't want to tell about it. It's just until it's released by Mother Kenwood, anything can change. And I'm sure that they have a few changes right to the fly, and that's why we just said, here you go, you can look at it. So, but I've got one. I've shot a little video going through the menus. I plan on doing some more work with this radio, and just to kind of break down major functions and how you use them. So, as far as in my hand, it's about the same size as a D72, a little bit thinner. The audio is superb. Probably one of the big features that I found in here. See if I can find that menu. Like I said, there is just like it is easy to get to. I wish I could show you, but the one thing that really impressed me is it has a receive EQ, a 5-band receive EQ that you can adjust the audio, and also a 4-band transmit EQ. So I've been able to actually go in, and I have a little bit of a bassy, raspy voice, and I was able to lower the bass response on the transmit, and people just say, you sound great. Basically, out of the box, it's been sounding great. I've been talking to Leo over in Long Beach, the tech support guy. He hasn't done anything with the equalization, and he sounds great. So him and I have talked a couple times just to hear each other. I was on QSO with Mark the other day, and he's a musician, so he's got a pretty good ear. And so I was able to, hey, what about I turn the bass down? He says, oh, you sound great. So that's one feature that stood out. There's some APRS features that I took a few notes.
Okay.
I took a few notes on it, and I talked it over with one of my other APRS gurus. The guy that does the APRS is I can't even remember. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I'm just overloaded. But there were several things. You can change your QSY limit distance in the APRS function, and you're able to do a live object. So if something changes. You can change an icon real quick. He says that's really good for like bicycle races and things like that. Okay. It was something new that I didn't even know. But if you've had the Kenwood APRS radios, the APRS functions are exactly the same.
Okay.
The other thing that's kind of cool is, and hopefully I can just hang on a second, everybody. Hold the thought there.
Take your time. We'll cut it when we do the.
I'll boot up my setup. I have a little cheap netbook that I got that has Bluetooth on it.
Okay.
And what everybody's really going to go bonkers on is you're able to program this via Bluetooth. And so basically you pair the radio on Bluetooth, open up the software, you can read the radio configuration via Bluetooth.
Does it only work on Windows software, or there's going to be some Androids or iOS software coming in the future?
Don't know that one. Would not surprise me. I would just say look at the competition. You know, again, I was lucky that I got a beta programming software. So as far as apps, that one I have no idea.
Okay.
But programming it and receiving Bluetooth was great. You didn't have to have a wire, but you can also access the KISS, the TNC by Bluetooth.
Okay.
You can access the
TNC. You can do packets with it via
yes,
Bluetooth.
you can. I haven't done it.
Okay.
But from my Lynn, my APRS guru down there in Florida, I said you can access the TNC right from the radio via Bluetooth. Hang on. Go ahead. What was your? Let me see if I can find that real quick.
There's something, if you show me the main screen, yes, you did in the beginning. It looks similar. I have a Kenwood TS990. I think you have the same radio. And it's sort of like the font and the look, the color seems to be similar to the TS990. So they kept like a certain norms or.
Okay, there's a menu here called interface. I don't know if you can see that. And what you can do is you can tell it to go either. There's an important one is Bluetooth or USB. So. From one and same with the you can access the sending data. I haven't done it, but this is the indication is you can send data via Bluetooth over to the D-STAR network.
Okay.
So those are there's a PC output right there, and that one is where you can do your programming. And now I played with it just like 1 minute before I left my other computer, but there is a frequency control program to where you can control radio by a computer, by Bluetooth, and control it. So you could just have the radio sitting on your desk and then be able to access the radio by your computer, change frequencies, listen to it, all that. I only had like 2 or 3 minutes that I was doing that, and the little netbook that I have is just not quite. It's enough to send data, but as far as controlling the radio, it doesn't. So I have to get me another PC to do that. But anyway,
how thick is the manual? Is it a complete manual? Is there a digital version?
There is no manual officially.
Okay.
Until the radios come out.
Okay. So, but it's probably going to be something.
All I have is a list of menus.
Okay. So you're more than a pretty lucky guy.
So
can I grab it?
Well, it's in the past, like with the D72, they've got like several menus. They have a manual that's just to kind of get you going, and then they got the real detailed stuff. So we'll see what happens when the radios are released. They're saying 3 to 4 weeks, maybe the middle of September. It could be earlier. I just don't know. I know HRO and the major Kenwood dealers are pricing them out at $649. You can't, US, USD. USB. And,
that's a difference for Canadian.
I understand that. Yeah, I've been up there and I know how when you guys talk, and I'm talking to a Canadian, I'm given a price, I have to use that USD, so it's USD. They've sold quite a few of them already, placing orders. I've been, I want people to understand when I make this comment, I am not knocking the ICOM D-STAR because they were the only ones that had it. So we have nothing to compare to.
Yeah.
Okay. I had several D-STAR radios in the past. They were nice radios, and it was novel and fun, but it was just to me a little hard on the old way of doing D-STAR. When the 51 came out, I played with that. That was a little more user friendly, and then I got all excited about D-STAR. Okay, so now that I have the Kenwood, I figured if I want to learn D-STAR, I'm just going to learn D-STAR on a radio that I'm going to keep. And so far, it's been very, very, very easy. I think I went to the D-STAR forum there in Huntsville, and probably the one thing that I got from that is when you have the GPS enabled on a radio, and you go to the DR mode. Let's see if I can do that real quick. And when you go to the DR mode, like this screen right here, there's a place right there where you can say scan. And so I'm going to make a little video just to show you how to get on APRS and how to find the nearest repeater by hitting the scan button. And see, what's it say? Near? Is that the top one?
Yeah, I can see it.
So, so it's searching through the repeaters, and I don't quite know, not the whole database, but ones that are close enough to where I could reach them. And I can always just key the radio, and you can manually dial them up there. I think one of the questions was how many D-Star repeater slots do you have?
Hold on a second. No, it's okay.
Actually, if you just want to go down and list the questions, we'll go ahead.
We can go. Okay. So, well, let's start with the first one. I got 3 actually. It's not much. I got one from BL West. So that is a YouTube username. Will APRS have the ability to send location information periodically or automatically?
It can do it periodically, automatically, manually, just like the 710, just like the D72. So it uses exactly the same menus, the same functions as a D72 and as a 710. Now again, there's probably a few more added things that they have to it, but it kind of looks like the same order. I can't verify that for sure, but when I was looking at it, the menus look very, as far as the order, look very, very similar to the D72. So yes, it'll do manual, it will do automatic, and it'll also do smart beaconing. So all that, just like a D7, it's going to do everything a D72 plus a little bit more.
Okay. It does have 2 VFOs?
It has 2 VFOs.
Okay, so can you do D-Star in UHF and being active on APRS at the same time without muting the radio? Or
that's right. I have D-Star going, let's say on my A band, and the reason I do that is just because I'm going to be using that more. And it doesn't matter. You can program it either way. And on B band, I've got APRS going, and you can choose to where there's nothing really going on right now, but right up here you can choose it to where the APRS, there you go. See, there's the APRS activity right there. And what I could do is just go to list, and I could bring up the APRS calls that are going through. Then I can go in here. So all this stuff that's in the 710 and the 72, it looks exactly the same. Just to me, I think it's a nicer display.
Okay.
And yes, it's dual. It's 2 bands, but there's 3. It's 220 that's built in there. So besides an APRS radio and a D-Star radio, we're gonna give you the 220.
So that's good. Okay, that's good stuff too. If you want to,
yeah.
It's too bad we don't have any hotspot that using the 220, because that will be a good band to have hotspot set up.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you could be doing D-Star. I was doing D-Star, listening to D-Star. Yeah, I'll make a transmission. If the radio has been told to make a beacon because of the location, it'll hold a command in queue till you release the microphone, then it'll transmit.
Okay.
There'll be just a slight interruption of the D-Star audio, because it's very quick. It's very, very quick. So you got D-Star going, and you send out a beacon, you're still going to hear what's going on D-Star. It'll just interrupt for like maybe a quarter of a second, and not even that. It's like very, very short.
You won't miss much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to the other question. I got Stephen G, which is, I would like to know if the TH-D74 can deal with repeater lists, digital and analog. also with the exact GPS location of the repeater. You just demonstrated that a few moments ago.
Right. For what I see so far, the digital repeaters, the D-STAR repeaters, it is a database that's in the radio that even when you reset the radio, you don't lose the frequencies. Now, if you program the radio and you have to import the radio configuration first, make changes, and then send it back to the radio. I made that mistake. Fortunately, I had a backup from Huntsville of the configuration of the radio, and I was able to put the repeater list back on. But it will handle the digital repeat, the D-STAR repeaters. You can put the locations in there. Now, the analog repeaters, I have not, to be honest, I have not gotten to that stage. I was just fixing to do that where I haven't got to the analog part of it. You can, though, program in the standard memories. The memories was 999 memories for analog or regular memories. Okay, just memories. Okay, but for the D-STAR repeater database, it's 1499. At least that's the slots that I have on the programming software.
So you don't need a special cable, just a USB cable, or via Bluetooth you can program the radio.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's good. Okay, so I will continue with Stefan's question, which is, and if this is the case, how many of them can you store into the radio? You just explained that. As we know, the ID51 is very limited in storage capacity, so they just explained that as well. So thank you. And I have another one from Manero Yofication. It would be great if guys will just put their call sign in their comments. That will help me. Anyway, so he says, "Hi guys, I'd like to know if the radio will do crossband full duplex."
Okay.
I've heard a conflicting report and would like to have some clarification. Thanks.
Okay. First of all, there's kind of a misnomer, and hopefully I'll get this right, and you certainly, Pascal, can correct me on the air here. You have full duplex, you have half duplex, you have dual watch. You have all these different terms, okay? The 710 mobile radio is full duplex. I could key down on 440. If I got something going on 2 meters, I'll be able to receive it. That's full duplex. Also, it will do crossband repeat, the 710. Now, the D72, I did this just before we got on the air just to make sure I got my ducks lined up. So I took this handy-talkie, I put it on 440 on the A band, on B band I put it on 2 meters. My other handy-talkie, I was transmitting on this radio on 440, and I was wanting to hear my 2-meter transmission from my other radio, and it did not come through. So it's not full duplex. It's just like a D72. It's not full duplex. Now, the D72 does do crossband repeat. So far, I have not been able to find a button or a command or a hack to where this is going to be a crossband radio. But it does have a setting called secret code. And the secret code is what you use to access, let's say, the D72 to a 710 so you can remotely control it. So, I'm not sure what the secret code's for. It's just another one of those things that we'll know when the manual's released. Yeah. I wish I could tell you that, but as my indications are, I looked at the D72 software. There is a crossband checkbox. There's not one in the programming software for the 74. My opinion is that full crossband repeating is not going to be possible, but that could change. Okay, so
then we'll see if it can crossband D-STAR as well. Is it possible to monitor VHF D-STAR repeater and UHF D-STAR repeater at the same time, or just one VFO that can be in digital?
That's a good question, and I think that what I will do here is... Hang on, you asked a good question. No. Okay. No, it's one band. And okay, so because it's one band because if you have digital mode enabled and you do this by you select your band and then you toggle what mode you want to like let me see. You see how that's like dual band mode. This is like the band that I want to select to do stuff. And so I cannot select DR in there because it's already enabled on the A band. So I would say no.
Okay. So can you show the radio on the side, all the ports, all the connection it has on
it? Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me pull a little.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it is waterproof.
Did you test it? Is it submersible or just waterproof for?
Just waterproof, like cursory spilling. So let's see if I can show this off here. There's your power connection. There's your USB connection.
Is that a micro USB? Yeah.
Micro SD, so you can.
No, the USB is micro USB. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's micro USB. This is a speaker mic with a speaker mic.
Yeah.
And I saw the proposed speaker mic, and it's a commercial built solid. Yeah. So there's that, and then hang on here. Then on the other side here, the power on is actually right here. There's your monitor and your key down. But what I found out here, let me see if I can get this going, because this was another. I'm kind of drifting off your questions, but I turned on the voice command or the. Can you hear that? Anyway, that jumped right in there. But anyway, what you could do, hang on just a second here. Like I said, I'm not an expert on it. I'll be the first to tell you I'm not an expert. Okay, here's what I want you to do. If you want to echo what the radio's, you push the button there.
Okay.
But a visually impaired people, they love the F6. This does better than the F6, just as good or better, and it tells you. It won't read a message back. It'll read the alphanumerics back, but it'll let you know with a kind of an easy voice command that what APRS mode you're in, stuff like that.
Can it use? It has Bluetooth. Do you get the audio via Bluetooth? Can you use it in the car and use the input-output audio? And is that possible?
I've tried that on my Volkswagen. Haven't been able to do that. Okay. And that one is just another thing to play with.
I don't know in the United States, but here in Canada and in Quebec especially, they're talking about removing even the two-way radio as legal, to talk when you're on the move, like they did with the cellular. So maybe the manufacturer will have to come with a solution for that.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you more about that. And again, it's not that it's complicated, but when it's stuff that you have absolutely no instructions on, and you're trying to hack this. That's what's kind of the fun. It's trying to be
the misery of the lucky guy.
Right, and it's just like that thing with the voice guidance. By pushing the button there, you get a call. You get an echo back.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Oh. Yeah.
All right.
So, well, Don, thank you very much. I'm just going to do a checkup quickly on my PC to see if there's some other question. Do we bad just to miss? I'll do a reload. Oops, I'm on your video. Okay, let's see. Okay, no, that's it. So you did answer all the question that was there.
Good. Hang on here. Let me.
Do you have another HT close by so we can sit side by side like a ID51 or something?
Yeah, hang on just a second.
Okay.
Get my ears back on. So here's a D72.
Okay.
And D74. They're about the same
You
size.
back up a little. Yeah, it's about the same size. A little less thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it has the same kind of construction.
Okay. Does it have the table charger with it? It's just a plug.
Yep. All I got is a plug-in right now.
Okay.
But you know, it does have something there that looks familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's. It kind of looks like they use the same setup with the connector here.
What all the Japanese manufacturers are using.
Right,
and a semiconductor.
Right, and the this is my 72, and that's like a $10 part you can replace yourself. You know, if you go to the D72 Yahoo group, I've taken this radio apart, the D72, in 2 minutes at the dealer dinner in Dayton when they were showing this off, and put it back together. It was very, very easy to work with, and this has the same kind of construction, the same kind of feel, and also the buttons are lit up.
No, that's
See
good.
if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So
There's a lot of information on it. It's just
right, but it's really easy. You can to turn on APRS. All you have to do is select the band that you have APRS on and just hit a keystroke. So it's not like you have to go in there and turn stuff off and on. And besides that, we haven't even talked about the GPS. The GPS functions is the same as the D72. So you can use this like to track where you've been, download the files into Google Earth, and you can mark locations and waypoints. So we hadn't even talked about that. And something else that we hadn't even talked about, it's an HF receiver, and it has IF control where you can change your equalization on the IF. So you can really make it sound good. I hadn't even gotten to that yet. So the programming software has a way where you can go in there and check the IF, or you can do it on the radio. So so you have a general coverage receiver with a single sideband.
It's got radio, a broadcast coverage.
Radio has an AM and FM, so you can listen to your favorite
Does it
AM
have
stations.
airband? Does it have airplane airband? What do you call the airband?
Yeah, you can listen to the air mode too.
Okay. That's
And
good
you
for
can-
finding interference in HF. So.
Sure. Yeah, whatever. So anyway.
Okay.
All right, so all the guys want you to know, there's a lot of information on this. It's just, we are all trying to frantically get it out as much as we can. I will say this. I told my wife, because she even listened to this, and I said I can get my fill of communicating around the world with this little HT. I said, going down and talking on the HF and all that, it's fine and it's fun, but now it's, to me, I can have equal fun on this radio. At Huntsville, I was on the air for 4 hours, and I didn't know about all the reflectors. I was just dialing around. People were linking up stuff, and I was able to talk to a guy in Dubai, several people in England, a guy in Germany, a couple people from Japan, of course, people all over America, and I was getting my QSO entertainment and fill right here on my handy talkie. And you can program. I was also using the DVAP at the show. They had a DVAP there. I was able to get on Mark's DVAP. And so if you don't have a D-Star repeater, you can get a DVAP
Or I can
module.
use like a DV4 Mini, like this one, or
Yeah, you can get something and access the internet. So you know, don't think you have to be around a D-Star radio or D-Star repeater network. You can have just as much fun going through a DVAP. So
Well done. Thank you very much for your time to agree to share this with us. When they're gonna put a new video online about the radio, is there some plan? When can we expect? I'm gonna put the link to your YouTube channel so people can monitor and subscribe and to see what's gonna come next.
Yeah, I'll be doing a series of short ones this week. They'll be just basically kind of like modules. Here's the APRS. Here's how you set it up. Here's what the voice guidance. I'm going to try to break those up into little nuggets so that if a person wants to know about the voice guidance, they can go right to that. I am going to do one video that's basically it's like 5 minutes setup. To get you going, and that'll be for D-STAR, and that'll also be for APRS. It probably will be like a 5 or 6 minute video, just so that when you get the radio, you kind of know where to go to. And it is. I'm very, very thrilled to the point that I'm waking up, in my sleep. I'm doing this with I'm playing around, because it is good. And the one thing that really has got me sold is I'm not fatigued. And I don't know, I think that the encoder or the DSP or something they've done in here, the audio really sounds good. It's not FM audio, it's D-STAR audio, but it's a very clear, less art.
Adjust with the receive equalizer, then it just give you just a final touch that people can prefer. So
and that 4 hours that I was on there, I did not ask for audio reports, but extemporaneously I got comments like, "Man, that audio really sounds good." Okay, and I'm just saying what people said. So that's the way it is. I think when you really look at, you're saying, well, how can I justify the cost? Well, you're going to have a $450 APRS radio. Okay, if you had a D-STAR radio, that's another $300, $400. You add them up, both up, and what do you got? You don't have a general coverage receiver, and we're going to give you 220 for free. So and all the modes will work on 220.
And it's brand new technology as well, just new stuff keep improving, and so people are eager to have those.
I think they said, I heard it somewhere, there's something with the DSP that's really fast, it's really updated, it's like part of their commercial stuff, and that the encoder, the D-STAR encoder, it's like a newer technology. Again, there's plenty of people out there who know a whole lot more about this than I do. All I know is I've been very pleased listening to it for hours and hours in the car, in my hotel room, here at the house. I got on the Ham Nation after the show, D-STAR net, just to say hello. It was easy to get to that. All the stuff, it was very the programming or getting to where you want to go is so easy. Probably for the new operator, they have to understand, well, what am I doing? Where am I going? That part of it, and it's not that complicated when you understand. If I push this, this menu, I get this. I'm going to go to this destination and stuff like that. So it's very user friendly.
So it's very intuitive. So people will they're used with HD, go on it, and will find his way very quickly.
Yeah. So
you did a lot of stuff without any manual.
Right. So I just basically had a list. I basically had a list of menus.
Yeah.
It's basically what I had, and so somewhere on there they said there's a Japanese manual already online. Somebody was reading that. So if you're good on Japanese and you can go to the, I don't know, but anyway, it's a great radio. I've been happy with it, and I think that it's going to really make a huge impact because it also validates the fact that D-STAR is going to be with us for a long time, and that the infrastructure
using D-STAR now, it changed things a little as well.
Say again?
But having two manufacturers, the major ones, just align themselves to one protocol with all those new protocol that just came out. Well, just came out or were just available for amps. This is an alignment. You know, a lot of people maybe they will make the move to D-STAR because Kenwood now is making D-STAR radio.
Okay, well listen, I want to let you go now. I appreciate you taking time to do an interview. And if anybody has a question, another question, I'll try to get to them as soon as I can, but they can email me at W6GPS, W6 Golf Papa Sierra at yahoo.com. And just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just put W6GPS in the search window.
The link was going to be on the video as well. So
okay,
good. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Have a nice
day. Au revoir.
Merci.
Okay. Bye bye.